betterment for our health through nutrition and through good lifestyle. So today, last week we had this cellular health talk on balanced oil, and of course he covered a bit of balanced test. So today we're going to cover another of our Wong Pai, our Wong Pai our key product. So we're looking at things. How can multi-nutrients or multivitamins or thing little sachet like Velixir can do so much of wonder. So today we're gonna go into some deep dive lah. So without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Abraham.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all know this by now. Zinzino is a Swedish company from probably one of the earliest European companies to come here. Very few European companies come. Usually it's the US. Those days, 30 years ago, we had one or two from New Zealand. Yeah, otherwise it's from USA. And USA also, it tends to come from Utah. Utah is the Mecca for MLM. There is a reason for that. There is a group among the Christian group called the Mormon Church.
Yeah.
So all males are required to go overseas or to some place to evangelize, you see. So you will have one partner with you, two of you, and you go to a new country, you don't know the language, you don't know anything, you learn as much as you can, and you stop people in the street or, cold call, and tell them about the religion and all that. So they are used to that, They do that for 2 years and then they come back. So if you ask them to come and join an MLM, that's kacang putih for them. That's what they are used to doing. And because they go to different countries, I mean, this is just a sideline, interesting. They learn the language. Within 2 years, they learn the language. So many of these MLM companies, you go to Japan, you see a white man sitting there can speak Japanese. You go to even places like Afghanistan, they learn the language and come back. Anyway, European companies hardly ever, and that too, Sweden, I think this is the first one. We had one company from Germany, I think, a long time ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so today we are going to focus on one product. Actually, the company in Sweden has a number of products, quite a few products. Over here, regulations and all that. So we have, technically speaking, 4 products, but one is a test kit. So nutrition-wise, it's 3 products. You are familiar with balanced oil. You're also Xenobiotic. Don't mix it with antibiotic. The middle one is Velixir. A bit interesting because this is not an original Zinzino product.
Yeah.
Okay. Was formulated here.
Ask you this.
Or rather some derivation from an American product. And this is done locally in the sense it's in Taiwan, and it's available only in Taiwan, Singapore, and Malaysia. So why do we have this one only here? Because when Zinzino came here to decide what products to market, the old products from all the old registration, all they said, nah, nothing interesting. They looked at this one, they said, this should be 3 products. They said, how come 1 product?
Sorry, hi.
Anyone? No? You're alone? Oh,
Hold on.
Nice.
Are you okay?
Come on, come on.
It's nice.
Two more, right? Okay, they can sit here. They can sit here. They can sit next to me.
Yeah, more space.
Those-
better.
Yeah. If they are like 10-15 minutes late, they have to sit with me.
That's all right.
Go ahead, go ahead. This is the best thing.
Yeah, you don't mind?
Yeah, please.
Awesome, thank you.
Please.
It's a cozy presentation, so maybe I should ask you something.
Oh, yes,
How
please.
familiar are you with the
The
product?
product?
Hmm.
Well, quite familiar.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm more on the fish oil, not on the whatever other than fish oil is.
Oh,
So yes,
you,
I focus
you've
more on the-
only gone through the fish oil.
yes.
Okay. That's good. We will be a little new. Today we are touching on the second product.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. So this product was seen by Zinzino. They said, wow, this is very interesting. So they decided to retain this product. But they already have a multivitamin mineral preparation in capsule form, which is, worldwide elsewhere. They said we can't take that off. That's a very good product. It has got ingredients which also support your immune system and all that. So they said, okay, we will, since that product is not available here and it's very difficult to register. So they decided to retain this. Okay. And that is called Velixir. The elixir. Okay. Now, this is the routine that I go through, every time. Please remember, whichever product you see, whichever supplement you come across, it is never more important than this list. Oxygen, breathe a little bit more. Okay. Most of us use only when we're sitting down, you're using only 1/3 of the lung. And we breathe in 20.8% oxygen, we breathe out 16%. So we utilize only 5%. So if you just take a deep breath on and off, when you feel like it, you just go up another 1%. That's almost like 1/5 increase in oxygen. You feel good, no? Almost all the chemical reactions in a cell, almost, requires oxygen to work. No oxygen doesn't work that way. Number 2 is water. You take any amount of chemicals, you put it in a glass, powder or whatever. You mix it, won't work. You pour water, it starts working. So for good cellular function, you need water. And you must get good clean water because the breakdown products need to be flushed off and fresh water needs to come in. So coffee and tea doesn't count. Water. How much to drink? Too many calculations. Heavy, so many ounce per kilogram. No. Just look at what you're passing out. If the urine is clear, you're getting enough water. If it is beginning to be yellow, coffee and tea, please enjoy it. Every cup of coffee, tea, you are going to pass out more urine. So it's good to have, say, half a cup of water before you start your coffee. Okay. Coffee has got same amount of coffee and tea. Coffee has got twice the amount of caffeine. Tea, half of it. Doesn't matter. People are still not sure whether caffeine is good or bad. Overall, the studies show it's good.
I say it's good. I say it's good. Caffeine is good.
There are those who don't take coffee for health reasons. And I admire that because in them maybe there are reactions that they don't feel very comfortable. Without coffee, they feel more calm, see. So oxygen and water, almost free lah. Water nowadays only got bottle. Last time it was free. So please make sure you use it. With oxygen, you can't live without it for 5 minutes. That's how important. Water, maybe 5 days. I'm giving you ballpark figures. 5 minutes, 5 days, food maximum about 50 days. By 35th, 40th day, you're already beyond health. Now, food is very complicated because we don't grow our food anymore. And therefore, it is grown somewhere, harvested somewhere. The further it is from where we are, the quality of food begins to deteriorate. even here we say very fresh and all that. We get it from Cameron Highlands, it's harvested. Today is Friday, okay, let's say today it's harvested Friday. The transport is the next day, comes down to the main distributors. They have to distribute to the outside distributors, from there to the market. That's already about 3 days almost. And then we go and buy. I can't be coming every day. I buy for 4 days. It goes into the fridge.
Yes.
And then you don't finish it in 3-4 days because you eat outside this. So sometimes it's anything between 5 to 7 days before you cook it. Now, during that time, you may have a $20,000 fridge. The preservation is not 100%. The breakdown starts with the enzymes. And once the enzymes break down, the minerals get deposited. Okay? Minerals, when they get deposited, you can't use them that well. So the longer it is from harvesting, okay? Second thing is the cooking style. Microwave can knock off a fair bit of enzymes for cooking. Okay? It's good for heating water and so on. Don't use your microwave for everything and anything, you know. So food is a big topic. We'll talk about that a little later. Lifestyle, everything listed here is the lifestyle, maybe more. Okay, all this is also within your control and also out of control sometimes. Very difficult to get the ideal situation, you know. All of it is important. They find that those who have families tend to live a little bit longer, even if they're eating rubbish and bad habits. That relationship somehow promotes it. Family and friends. Those who have habits which involve thinking or doing some work, even just crossword puzzle, they have less incidence of mental degeneration as they grow older. Last time newspaper, every day got crossword puzzle at the back. Now they are cross-eyed. Hobbies. Your habit should be a hobby. It means nothing to the commercial side of it. All of us have got some interest. If money is not a problem, we want to do that only. So identify your hobby. How do you know which is your hobby? The one that interests you. Even when you're tired, somebody mentions this thing. Yes, that is your real interest. You know. Of course, residents, we don't have the control all the time. We live in Klang Valley is probably one of the most polluted. We are here because I think they discovered some tin or something like that. The area which is supposed to be the capital city of Malaysia was Batu Arang. You say Batu Arang, everybody, because coal was mined there and very important commodity before the Second World War. So they are going to have the capital there. That is quite close to Kuala Selangor also. That area you can have a port and all that. But around Second World War, the Japanese bombed those mines, you know, and it was difficult to go back. So they shifted to the Klang Valley. Klang Valley. The air doesn't move. So the pollution here, unless there is rain, there's no clearing. So, wow,
More people
may
coming.
not have seen
Okay,
it.
good attraction. Oh, nice. Nice. Good to have.
Sorry, I.
Yes. Okay, this room, suddenly the crowd was everybody inside? Okay. Okay. So, we were talking about diet and all that, so we try and focus on the diet. Basically, food varies throughout the world. We eat different types of diet. What we are aiming to get is the body needs to grow. Even after the growth, you need to have repair. So basically, food is a source of the raw material that the body needs. Okay, you are the contractor. The contractor cannot do anything on his own unless you get the raw material.
Now, we cannot get the supply at one go. There is a small group of people who eat only one meal a day, naturally, without following any books or anything. Normally, they fight here and there, one good meal a day, and they're happy. And I've examined some of them, quite healthy. So it's not for everybody. There are some of us, now the popular thing is intermittent fasting. But prior to this, in a tropical country like us, what was more popular was intermittent feasting. We like to eat small amount, more often. If you go back 30 years, the amount of kway teow you get is very small, but it's very satisfying. Just enough for 2-3 hours, then you like to eat something. So it varies from person to person. So don't follow any strict intermittent fasting, 12 hours, only window of 6 hours, and no, it's not for everybody. Long-term study results are beginning to come in, and they say they don't find the markers in the blood like cholesterol and stuff like that at healthy levels. But it's a good technique to be used for a short period to reduce excess weight. Very effective. So for a short period, that's good. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, the supply chains are getting longer and longer. Singapore has done a reasonable job in the sense they allow any vegetable, fruit from outside to come in. And because they are center of the whole Southeast Asia, a lot of stuff air flies in fairly fresh, and the government is very strict with checking it. Anything looks a bit oldish, check and see, got excess chemicals inside, out. Okay, they are the ones who found out that we are using chemicals, too much chemicals in chemicals, not Malaysian authorities. Okay. So supply chains getting longer will reduce the effectiveness of the nutrition because the breakdown of the finer things in the vegetables and fruits will be less. What do we do? You need to take some extra stuff in a concentrated form, and that is a supplement. Now, supplement, the moment we say supplement, our grandparents, forefathers never took any supplements of that. But actually, if you look back into history, all of them took supplements, not some. How did they do? It was not regular, maybe weekly, once a month, once every a couple of times every season. They will boil some special herbs or vegetables or some animal body parts, and they take it to strengthen their back because they are working hard. Those were actually supplements. And every civilization has its own supplements. Okay. Today, due to technology, we can contract that into pills, capsules, powder, spray, even injection. Nowadays, for anti-aging, aesthetic purposes, the amount of ingredients available, nutritional ingredients in IV form, it's amazing. And some of them work very well. Okay, so this part of the world, I would say the first 3 is not a problem. In fact, carbohydrates, we have to cut down. Our intake is quite high in this part of the world. The latest figure is Malaysia has the 13th highest rate in the world. Not the total number of diabetes. The rate the rate at which we are increasing percentage rate, 13th in the world, and I think in Asia we are number 1 or 2. So probably we would do well to cut down our carbohydrates. Fats also we need to cut down. We have too much fats in it. And most of the fats come from our cooking oil. Those days, somebody opens a restaurant, you have a good cook. Only people who know how to cook nicely will open. Others won't open. Today, nothing else to do, you open a mutton shop. Why? You can add extra oil and it will taste good, even if your skills are not that great. Okay, so we are used to eating more oil than usual. Okay, so we are eating too much oil, and there's only one type of oil that is missing from our diet. So overall, our fat content actually we need to cut down. Okay, protein, you need to be a little bit more imaginative. We get enough protein, we don't distribute it correctly. Okay, try to get some protein for every meal. That is a healthier way than just noodles in the morning, then fried meatball in the afternoon. At night, go and eat all the protein, see, because you have time. So try to distribute maybe an egg in the morning if you're okay with eggs. Some people don't like eggs. Some sort of protein in the morning that will keep you longer. You won't get that 11 o'clock, 10:30 low energy. You need a cup of coffee and things like that. Same thing in the afternoon. Yeah? So the other thing that is important are minerals. I just put some minerals that we require in large amounts. That's why I call it macro. Macro is not the size, the amount. And nutritional requirement also changes as time goes on. In today's world, like I said, our diet, well, our basics, carbohydrates, fats, protein, okay. With that comes along enough of the general vitamins. If you're looking at the basic requirement, we all get most of it. But there are certain other things in our nutrition has dropped, and that is what we need in this modern lifestyle. You may not believe this. We are probably the hardest working generation so far. No generation has been on alert 24/7. Last time sun goes down, everybody goes home. There's nothing to do, sit around, chit chat, transfer technology. My grandfather was like that. So that's how they know more about families. Today there is no time. I sent you a WhatsApp yesterday. You didn't reply. You have to be on alert all the time. So our requirement goes up. Our nutritional requirement goes up. Average normal requirement is not enough. Enough to live, not enough to perform. Okay, and when you're under stress, requirement for B vitamins goes up. When you're under stress, C vitamin requirement goes up. When you are short of some of the micro minerals like selenium, your immune system goes down. Okay, no one thing causes one disease. Like cancer, incidence has gone up. Like 120, 130 years ago in the West, the incidence was 100 people born in their lifetime, one person will get cancer. Today, out of every three, one will get cancer during their lifetime. Can't believe, but these are figures from the US. I thought this, Westerners, they have got, oh, where did I put my phone? Oh, at the back, is it? Mine. Let me just, very far away, how to believe this numbers. Maybe they are doing a calculation including these people like this. But Singapore government put out a statistics about 10 years ago. In Singapore, 1 in 4. The best I could get in our country, very difficult to get accurate figures, 1 in 6. That means those who are born today, say 100 people, no. Out of every 6 persons, 1 will get cancer. It doesn't mean you're going to die of the cancer. You may get cured, you may be detected early, but you get it, that frequent. So one of the things that contributes this to this is reduced capacity in our immune system. There are many other factors here. This is one of it. And this one relies a lot on the diet, especially micro minerals like selenium, manganese, silicon, which we normally don't talk about. Huh? Okay. So when we talk about supplements, we must also understand priority nutrition for nowadays, which are this enzymes. We hardly talk about enzymes. Enzymes come about by eating raw food. You cook a little bit, enzyme content goes down. But we can't eat raw, everything raw. There are certain things we can eat, certain salads. Then make sure you don't miss or top up. Not everybody likes salad. So your cooking should be very light, steamed or something to preserve more of the enzymes. Okay? So enzymes, we are short nowadays. There are two types of enzymes in the body. One that helps with all the repair, and then a set of enzymes in the digestive system to break down the product, the food that we eat. Now, they are interchangeable. So when you eat all kinds of food, different mixtures, the digestive system is stressed. You actually age faster if you don't supply enzymes. It's very interesting to know that the traditional Western diet, they take a bit of salad before they meet. Now, that supplies the enzymes which help the body, along with its own enzyme, to digest the meat. We have learned how to eat steak without the salad. So it's an extra stress on the body to put out more enzymes. So the only way to replenish is to take a diet which has enzymes, or take a diet from which the body can produce enzymes, okay, which is basically good nutrients. In spite of all the studies, there are nutrients that we still don't know. Phyto simply means plant. So if you don't eat plants regularly, there are some things which we haven't found out, which you will miss, won't get it in any supplement. So it is important that you take some fresh food. We always talk about calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. Those are the large amounts of minerals you need. But there are other minerals that you need in small amounts. Zinc, for example, is only 18 milligrams. Selenium, 100 micrograms, very small. Chromium, again around, and this is very important for handling your sugar. Food being translated to energy is a long process. You need many things. One of the things is chromium, and they find that diabetics have very low chromium. Okay, selenium, very important for your immune system. New Zealand is a very clean, healthy environment. It's far away from other landmarks, a lot of air, oxygen. They should be okay, but they have a higher than normal incidence of cancer. They studied the soil and they found that they are low in selenium. This is not something that is confirmed, but they think that has a role to play. Why, in spite of everything very nice, fresh and all that, they still have this problem. So we need micro minerals. Of course, we need macro minerals also. Okay, both this come from vegetables. Any vegetable that has got a light pinkish magenta color is quite high in magnesium. So eating vegetables of different color is also important. Dark green got a lot of iron. Okay. Now, antioxidants. Just 10 years ago, there's so much talk about antioxidants because at that time the subject was popular. That topic is actually not that new, it's quite old. They realized that there are certain activities in the muscles, cells, that take place as a byproduct. This byproduct is what we call free radicals. they go and damage other molecules. Okay, it may be a good molecule, this one another good molecule. So that one breaks down, and that's how we get older. We fall sick, we get older, and finally we die. So the first question is, why do we have free radicals? Why does the body? There's a speaker. Oh. Never mind. If this is okay. Okay. Because that one hand have to be occupied. Now, free radical is important to live. Free radical is the one that disrupts viruses, bacteria, breaks down DNA, and keeps us healthy. But when you have too much of that, then it starts affecting your vessels, your cells. Okay? So how to get the right amount? The body has its own mechanism. Every cell produces antioxidants to neutralize the free radical. Too much of that, it kickstarts the production. And in fact, our cells produce the strongest antioxidant available in nature. The problem is, we are also growing old, production goes down. Okay? If your nutrition is not good, production goes down. Illness, production goes down. So over the years, we need to top up. Okay, why do we need to top up? The environment is there to feed into your free radicals continuously. Pollution in the air, pollution in the water, chemicals in the food, environment, not enough oxygen. So all this, little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, Maggie me, or not much larger sodium, something and all that. But it adds up to a point, it becomes a load on the body. So you need that extra antioxidants to neutralize that. Otherwise, you will succumb. Ideally, you should try and cut down as much as possible. But we are living in a modern world. We are not always 100% successful, not even 90%. Okay, you take the ordinary meehoon, and if you read the analysis by Consumers Association, you won't eat meehoon again. There are so many things that they mix, you see. Now, the body is not stupid. You take chemicals or something and all that, body will detox and clear it. But a residue might remain. Residue. It may come to a level where your body may not be able to tolerate it. Take a thing that took us a long time to learn. Tooth filling, mercury filling. We call it silver filling. Nice. But the silver filling is more than 50% mercury, which is a toxic heavy metal. It can create havoc in the body. Why did they start using it? They didn't know it then. But they knew if you fill your holes with silver fillings lifelong, you can do it in school till you die, it won't come out. So, very good stuff. Now we know over the last 15, 20 years, that one is not good. Not only that, it's in the mouth and you're grinding every day. So the release into the system is there every day. So have to take out that. Of course, we don't have anything as good as that, but now they use non-metallic stuff. They call it composite. Unfortunately, it lasts for 5 years, then you got to do again. And every time you dig, okay, the filling is coming out, you want to fill it again, not another filling, you got to clean up to fill, clean up to fill, clean up by the time no more tooth left, then they say take it off. So there are challenges, but so antioxidants, you realize how important it is. Now, this is another new thing. Last 20 years, our consumption of omega-3. There are two oils that the body doesn't make, omega-6, omega-3. Why is the focus on 3 only? Because our cooking oil, okay, cooking oils from seeds. Seed oils have very high 6. So we get more than enough 6. Okay, so we need this too, but this is too much. This is too low. So leave it lah. No, this one causes inflammation in the body, more free radical activity that we need to be healthy. This one
holds excess activity. Okay? It has got many other functions. It supports the muscle, the joints, the heart, the nerves, all that stuff. But one of the things where it is related to the balance is the anti-inflammatory effect of omega-3 to hold it back. So the ratio seems to be ideal around 3:1. 3 parts of omega-6, 1 part of omega-3. Okay, so that's the only thing that's missing in our modern diet. And that's something which covered last week. This is what we have been talking about. Workload is very high. Stress affects your hormonal system. Have you noticed that? Those days, periods regular, no problem. Uterus fibroid, ovarian cyst, very rare we hear. Oh, this person like that, oh, very bad. Now, every other woman has got ovarian cyst, higher tumor growth in the uterus. Fortunately, it's not spreading tight, so we call it fibroid now. All this is due to imbalance in the hormone system. Okay, between estrogen and progesterone of the female. Other things also, like for example, stress hormone. When in the older days you have stress and then you work it out, you sit down, rest for a while, the hormones balance back. Today we got stress due to insidious things. You are sitting down working for somebody, you don't like the work there, you don't like the boss there, you can't run away, you need the work every day under stress. So your stress hormones never get cleared. They are working in the body 24 hours. Over a period of time, your cholesterol will go up, your sugar will go up, many things. All this disruption of the hormonal system. Okay, with this increased work, what do? You must have more rest. But this is the time in our civilization, you don't get enough rest. Today, you open your window at night, there is no place that is dark, got light somewhere. You need complete darkness for the melatonin to secrete to get good sleep. There's no completely dark place. So your sleep will be disrupted. So decreased recovery time. I put this here, loss of ethical values. A lot of crooks around. So don't be a crook, be a nice guy. Is it beneficial? They find that even in modern towns and communities, people who belong to a particular group, religious group or some other group, and they are very closely associated. They associate only with that group mainly, except workplace. They get married and out of marriage, those who belong to groups like that, even though living in modern lifestyles, eating food that other people eat, live a bit longer. So, this religious ethical values seem to have an effect. But if you pretend to be religious, it doesn't work. Okay. Sorry. Of course, thanks to electricity and internet, you can't take time off from work. Now, if you compress all of that and pinpoint exactly what you need, I would say these are the top 3 things. Micro minerals, antioxidants, enzymes. Anything extra comes with that, a little bit of vitamins, a little bit of amino acids, that will help to use this better. But these are the 3 things that you need. If you look at the list of nutritional products sold worldwide, they are about 150 to 200 types, not brands. Brands can go into 10,000 different brands. Okay, the basic ones. Number 1 is always multivitamin mineral tablet. Number 1, always. Okay. I think we have covered this. Harvesting to delivery, plants grown in exhausted soil. Today we grow plants for commercial reasons. Okay, so you grow in the same soil, then you got to plant again, the same thing. If you're marketing kangkong, that's the only thing you're going to grow. And kangkong will absorb certain minerals from the soil. Then another round of kangkong, some more. After some time, that soil won't have those minerals. A good example is sugarcane. You plant sugarcane, wow, very sweet and nice. Second round, can tahan. Third round, no tasting. Why? The minerals have gone. So you have to re-enrich the soil. How do you do that? You must put a lot of plant material, leave the soil for about 6 months to 1 year. There's no time for that. You're growing it commercially. You need to. So what we do is we put artificial manure, which will make it grow bigger, more sweeter, but less of the minerals. So today's grapes are very sweet compared to 20, 30 years ago. Oranges are very sweet. Now that's bad actually. So fruits, you got to slow down. They find that too much fruit is not good. That was the whole advice. Fruits are good, but fruit is still dessert, natural dessert. Desserts, you must be careful. Eat less. Okay? So plants grown in exhausted soil, to make it grow better, you have to add the. Now, when you have lack of the minerals, the plant itself, the immune system goes down. So you get pesticide or other pests, fungus, all this small parasites eating. Now you got to spray to prevent that. You don't want to lose the crop, otherwise your business goes down. So you see the type of chemicals that are used to spray. Okay, it's only washed off by rain. So when you get it, it's good to soak your vegetables in something that removes a good amount of this chemicals. If nothing else, just water with a little bit of salt. Okay, some people use apple cider vinegar. There are products by companies where you can add a little bit more and keep it. Don't keep too long because the water soluble vitamins also will get leached out. So just for about 5 minutes or so. Now this one is interesting. Sorry, the last one. We think we eat a lot. Actually, the volume that we eat is not nowhere near what our grandparents ate. They can eat a lot. In between, they won't eat anything because they ate natural food and there's heavy work. They were hungry when they come to eat. And they've calculated people lived about 150 years ago. They consumed on an average 5,000 calories, which is twice the amount that we eat. If you take the volume, ours is not half, it's even lower because our food is calorie concentrated. So they ate 5,000 calories of natural food, and most of the nutrition you can cover with that kind of food. Natural food, that amount, you will get most of what you need. That's why they were quite healthy. Okay, so we can't do that. Okay. So what to do? You have to have a reasonable supplement. No supplement is number one. Of course, the companies will promote it. They are number one. No one is number one. Velixir is second to none, put it that way. Okay, these are the requirements. Now, we must never forget that micro minerals and basic vitamin enzymes must be there. You see, nutrition works as a whole. You take only enzymes, only antioxidants, it might not work. In fact, antioxidants, if you take only one or two types, very high dose, it may cause problems. Your antioxidant sources, for example, must be widespread. The more broad spectrum it is, the better. Okay? Velixir. Anybody who hasn't tasted Velixir before? Oh, haven't tasted, huh? Okay, this is the content of it. Vitamins, we have also put in vitamin, easy to remember, A, B, C, D, E. Okay? And the amount is equal to 1 day's requirement, which is not very much. Remember, you're already having a diet, so you will get some there. And this is to make sure there's no gap in the nutrition that you take. So these vitamins, sorry, always pressing the wrong button. This vitamins, enzymes, and we put the nattokinase, which is also one of the enzymes. We just want to highlight, we put in some expensive stuff. Now, nattokinase is not there in amounts that you need every day. It is just enough, all this, to make sure that these two things are used properly, fully utilized. Okay? Nowadays, minerals are very few products, I think 2 or 3 in the market. They are extracted from Utah. We talked about Utah earlier. How do they get it from the soil? You see, there are places on the earth where they have been turning off of the soil. So huge forests get buried. After some time, they get buried some more. So the pressure on the organic material increases. The first stage is the cells break, they release the minerals into the soil. That the remainder, as you keep the pressure going up over time, what do you get? You get charcoal. So by the time you get charcoal, it's a few thousand years left. If the pressure keeps on increasing, you get oil. So like Middle East and all that, very old part of the earth, so you get a lot of oil there. You keep pressing it further, the remains from the plants and all that, coal, oil and all that, you get diamond. Now you see why diamond has no second-hand value. It's charcoal compressed a bit harder. Okay, so that first part where it spills into this soil, how do you extract? You can't extract, very difficult. But there are parts of the earth where the ground level goes below sea level. Utah is one place, and they have a lake which is salt water. Because the lake is below sea level, the rivers come there and stays there, and it becomes salty. Now it's below sea level, so beside that, you get these layers. And most of the micro minerals are extracted from here, the products with other companies. Yeah. So it comes with a lot of toxic metal. You have to process it, clean it up, and then market it. Very effective. Okay, there are companies that really have done a good job, and I don't know what happened. Sometimes they stop already, some of them. And the ones that are available, expensive, only minerals there. You put 2, 3 drops, and it tastes like that, no? So, Velixir, the micro minerals that we get is from deep sea. Deep sea bed has all the minerals that we need for our body, all the micro minerals. It is cleaner. To get it is a $1 billion business. So Zinzino doesn't have that kind of money to go and dig, but people go there to do research, to look for oil, to get rare earth for the computer chips and all that. Now they take that out, and the soil, of course, they throw it away. Now you can buy off from them and extract the micro minerals that goes into the product. So our source is from there, and it's off the southern coast of Australia. It's one of the cleanest places, Antarctic area. Arctic area is a bit polluted. Okay, so it contains, I will explain this a little bit later. Now, the antioxidants that we put in, we decided on sources that are already established. No questions there. Mangosteen last 15 years, very popular. Now, the antioxidants are not from the fruit, it's from the skin. Very high. In fact, antioxidant can discolor your clothes. That's why they tell you when you eat mangosteen, don't touch your, it's so strong, and it's got a whole complex of it. Xanthones, we call it. And it's a number, just not one, quite a few, a range of it. And aloe vera, wow, 50 years in the market. Okay. Then green tea became famous, remember, about 25 years ago? Wow, Japanese drinking green tea all the time. They look better, live longer. It's tea, so you have caffeine there. So the extract that goes into Velixir is without the caffeine. Very important. I remember seeing emergency patients, Chinese, elderly Chinese, heart irregular. What happened? All night playing mahjong with tea, caffeine very high already, heart rate goes up and irregular. Enzymes, amino acids, not for your daily requirement, but for the body to be able to utilize this. So A, B, C, D, E, B, we have put in all the 8. B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 12. It's there. Okay. Now, minerals, I think we'll skip this, no need to go into the technicalities. Let's talk about elements. Elements means you take iron, for example. You break iron, you find only, you can't break it down to anything more. If you take rust, you break it down to oxygen and iron. That's not an element. Anything you cannot break down more is an element. Okay? Now, naturally occurring, we have about 92 in the world. So from the 92, everything that you see is made. It's like A, B, C, D to Z, 26 letters. But the English dictionary is almost close to 1,000,000 words. So 26 letters, you can make so many things. Similarly, in the world, we have 92 minerals and everything that you see is from that. Now, the 11 of them are angin gases. Okay. 5 are toxic elements like mercury, lead, arsenic, and so on. So what is left is about 77. We say that 74 because when you do a natural extraction, you may not get all of it in that product. So in our product, you get about 72 to 74 of the minerals. Okay, in its natural proportion. The proportion is very important. Now, if you notice the sachet, some of you have handled it, very expensive packing. We couldn't cut costs on that because to be able to pack antioxidants to the level that we have, you need a packaging like that. That's why I also tell people when you consume Velixir, you can pour into a small cup. Don't wait and then take a little bit. It gets oxidized in the air. So the best thing is take it straight away. But for a child, maybe you need to pour, ask them to drink right away. Don't wait too long. Now, the volume is not very much. It's about 50 ml. If you are giving it to a child, then 2 children can share. No need to give the whole thing. Now, it tastes very sweet. And people get worried. Oh, I got sugar problem. This is so sweet. Now, and I don't blame them. We normally associate sweetness with high calorie, which is true. Sugar, sweet, wow, it's high calorie. But both are different. Now we have sugars. There's one sugar called sucralose, 300 times sweeter than sugar. So if you use 1 teaspoon for your cup of coffee or tea, what you need to put in for sucralose is only 2 or 3 grains, and it will be sweet. In other words, calorie and sweetness is not the same. Okay? The sweetness here is from the mangosteen. So you get the mangosteen kind of sweetness, but the calorie is maximum 40. Every preparation of it different. So anywhere between 33 to 40 calories. Average diet is about 1,500 to 2,000. So it's nothing compared to the total calories. Even if you're a diabetic, you need 1,500. So this is nothing much to impact your sugar level. Okay? Do not expose to air too long. Sometimes you see a deposit there. Some people say, hey, this one, what is it? It's the mangosteen fiber which is good for you. Please take that also. So you happen to see that, don't feel bad about it. Okay, now there's something. Okay, I think I've covered. I think I'll stop here. Maybe you have some questions or you want certain areas where which needs to be clarified. Okay. Any questions? Yes, one sachet a day enough. Yeah, now I remember what I missed out. When we talk about antioxidants, how much of antioxidants do you have? How does it compare with other products in the market? Now, that one, antioxidant is very difficult to measure. There is a measure that was used previously, yeah? Now they don't use it. I mean, officially they don't use it, yeah? Because you cannot measure antioxidant. So antioxidant, it has an effect. You measure that effect and say, so much antioxidant. The capacity to have that effect. So the capacity to do what? To absorb free radicals. So absorb. The free radicals are usually oxygen-free radicals. So oxygen radical absorbance capacity. Nowadays they say this one not very reliable, too much roundabout way. Okay, but this is the only measurement we have. So it's a rough measurement, but at least we know where you stand. See? Our daily requirement is something like about 3 to 5 in a bad situation, maybe 7,000. 3 to 5,000 per 7,000. The product that has the maximum amount in the market that I've seen, some of you may have seen more, 5,000. Ours, one sachet is 20,000. We didn't intend it to be that high. We put all this together, very nice things, send it to the lab to check, came back 20,000. So the boss asked me, this is okay. I said, did they get the decimal point wrong? Maybe 2,000. Huh? So we actually sent it to the top lab in the US. They do measure this ORAC value. Came back as 19,900 something. So, oh, okay. That's a effect that we didn't, a good effect that we didn't intend to have. So that's how high it is. Okay, so one sachet is enough. The associated question that comes with that is, if somebody was sick recovering, can they take more? Up to you. Because when you're recovering, your appetite isn't that great. So you don't want to jam pack them. When they recover with just one sachet, a little bit better after a few days, maybe you can take 2 sachets for another week. Space it up, not at the same time. Can we give it to children? How young can you give? This is a natural product. There is no herbal extract, nothing else that is added to it. Basically extract from vegetables and fruits. How do you make a judgment? And this is where a liquid is very advantageous. You see the child, 5 years old, 15 years old, 9 years old, different, isn't it? See how much they are eating compared to an adult meal. Or this guy is eating about half an adult meal, okay, half a sachet. Child is very young, 3 to 5, quarter what people eat, give 1/4. So you can share it with 2 or 3 children. Yeah, children will love it. They will quietly go and take more. It's very sweet, you know. You must watch out. Too much is not good. Too much of any good thing is not good. Can you give it to anybody that you can't give? Now, patient on, usually these are the things that come up. Patient on dialysis, very controlled, cannot take more than 1 glass water. Now, patient on dialysis, they clean up waste matter in the blood called creatinine. But it goes through a process where not only creatinine, minerals also get back in. So usually a cancer patient on dialysis is quite weak, even though the creatinine is normal. Why? Because they go down in iron, they go down many things. They should take this. Okay? One problem. The doctor must say, okay. Don't take it if the doctor says no. Why do they say no? They are very worried that it could be some herbal extract. So if you show them and say there's no herbal extract, just vitamins, minerals, and so on, they will probably accept it. And I would say they really need it. Dialysis. Same thing goes for expectant mothers. Pregnant can take up. Now, generally speaking, I tell you, the first 3 months, touch and go, especially first pregnancy, you give something good because of something else, something happens. They say this one. So, first 3 months, avoid advising anybody to take. Okay? Yeah. What do you feel? You're comfortable eating what? Okay, stay with that. Okay. After that, actually, you can take it. Okay. Same thing goes for balance oil. Expectant mothers must take actually. The balance omega-3 requirement, pregnancy starts going up like that. Your normal requirement is here. With a baby growing, it's like this. And the last 3 months, it's like that. And if you're breastfeeding, it's like that for a while. So it's very important. This one, yes, I would. Sorry? The last 3 months of pregnancy, the requirement by the baby for omega-3. Yes, a little bit more, yeah. Your weight also will go up, so you increase. When you say take more, not double or triple, maybe 50% more. 3/4 tablespoon. Tablespoon, not teaspoon. I like to use 3/4. I like to use, that's about 12.5. No, the bottle says 12.5. So you tell people 12.5, 12.5. So if you say 3/4 tablespoon, okay lah, roughly. You see, 1 tablespoon is 15. And that's the only spoon that is consistent in our country lah. The teaspoon, one small size, one short one, one long one, and it varies so much. You say they get it wrong. So tablespoon lah, 3/4. That's the maximum. Yeah. This car capacity is 50 liters of petrol. I want the car to run faster and better. You put 60 liters of petrol, you spill most of the petrol. So the body can process only a certain amount. More of that, don't know what to do. What is it? Fat? Okay, let's store here. Or it just breaks it down. See, that's an expensive fat to store. Storing fat, okay. If it is worthwhile, you can get storage fat or cheaper. Why buy omega-3? So there's no need to take overdose. The general feeling, including me, everybody, oh, this is good. Take a bit more, feel more better. The body doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Same. You are negative. The body to process, so omega-3 is not used as omega-3. The EPA, DHA goes into the cell for this hormone, for that, for this, all kinds of things. See? So the way it is processed takes its own time. Now that you are getting more, maybe the body is a bit more efficient. See? So no need to take beyond the serving that is recommended.
we have like maybe so
Take more. You must be able to convert, you see. Some people's body hungry, ready to convert, so they take extra faster, you see. Some no. No? Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sure we still have some questions, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think just a few things before we continue. I think it's not easy to have Dr. here to share with us. Those who have been following Doctor's teaching and all, right, he has so fast understanding of all the products. I mean, he doesn't talk about Zinzino. If anything, he should be predicting his he should be there. But now that he is here, every time he's here, he gives his very partial and all. He gives from medical on what we should do with the process, which I think is so valuable. Before we go on with further questions, we have questions online as well.
Oh, okay.
Have questions online.
Wow.
That's a big thing.
Ah,
Future, we still have two more sessions.
Yes.
Because let's say the session today, let's imagine that, let's say if you would have brought all your customers here, do you think they're going to benefit? I'm sure they will. Okay? So hopefully for you next time, next week, we come back. We bring people that want to learn together. They come, ask them to turn on their phones, okay, let's concentrate. Just for the sake of like Dr. was saying, we are always so busy. Just take 1 hour more to learn together. And when you try to ask questions, can we like a school kid, just stand
Yeah.
up and ask our questions.
whatever comes to your mind.
I would love for us to practice this because we were getting a lot of them. Okay, so next question, please. Before I go. Yes, please. Do we like stand up and ask? Do we like stand up and ask? I'm gonna need sponsorship.
Yes, yes.
Even
Yes, even if the reading is normal. You see, diabetes, the insulin secretion is up or down. Some diabetes have extra insulin, Only thing the insulin is not that good, not doesn't work. Some low insulin. That means the pancreas gland overall is not working that well. So your digestion will not be good for a long-standing diabetes. So the digestion of the food, absorption of the nutrition is not that great. It's not only chromium, it's not only insulin. So this will top up what they miss. Huh?
So that is the value we need for the measurement we need to use antioxidant.
Yeah. Of course, we tell them this is an indirect measurement. This is the only measurement available, just to give an idea of where you stand. What's that? Who?
It will change every part. That's
Mm.
So yeah, it's for that's it to life,
Mm.
but I still have to pay.
How much do you take? How much do you take?
Initially I was about 5 ml in the morning and night 5 ml. So, but after that I will put more about the spoon is about 2 ml, but according to what you say is quarter.
3/4.
Yeah, morning quarter and then night. So it's about more than 10.
ml.
Yeah.
What's it? Who's? Oh.
But it's
Mm.
because It's like everything.
Who's, somebody's, you're following up with the specialist? Oh,
To pick all the items so that it will get mostly gastric. Yeah. So.
no, ma'am, it's okay, it's okay. Now, rheumatoid, there are several types of arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is something that has gone wrong with the immune system. Immune system is designed to fight outsiders, viral, bacterial outsiders. And sometimes it can't recognize your own tissue. So it starts attacking your own body tissues. And it doesn't attack all the tissues. Sometimes kidney, sometimes skin, sometimes joints. So rheumatoid, they feel it is associated with some altered function in the immune system. And one of the first thing is excessive inflammation. That's when the pain comes in. See? Now here you have to look at balance oil as a therapeutic tool. For a short period, maybe 2 weeks, try 3 tablespoons.
But sister, you were saying that not something any extra.
For a normal person. Here it is more therapeutic, more treatment. Normal people shouldn't do that. Here you have a clear-cut diagnosis done, confirmed by blood tests and all that. She's got pain, so there is inflammation. You can't take a high dose just continuously, no. Okay? What it does is that extra omega-3 can reduce the inflammation. It is not helping you to cure the rheumatoid arthritis, but it is reducing the inflammation so you don't feel pain that much. Yeah. Now, how to process that much oil? Not easy also, you know. So take as much as you can, maybe 2 tablespoons, not at one go. Then you feel nauseated for, spread it out through the day if you can. Normal person. No complaint, not on any medication. So that's a normal person. Then you are beginning to be abnormal. What's that? Oh, that's bad lah. It's like a car. You can drive the car, you know. There's one sound coming from the back. Something wrong lah. But the car otherwise normal lah. You go to Ipoh, come back. But then you check, yeah, this one, this the kachang already worn out, you know. 40. Okay. This one must make police report on them. Yeah, you can take the higher dose stuff. Spread it out. Spread it. Yeah. I won't take the call, but. Thanks. Yep.
It looks like so they are
Which one? The Velixir. Oh. Yeah. The packaging is done in a way when you have antioxidant, it can leach. So this is There's a lot of technicalities that go into this. I'm not familiar. The packaging was done specifically so that it doesn't leach. Yeah.
Yes.
Can vary. You see, the thing is, steroids help with reducing inflammation. When you get menopause, your hormones are dropping. Okay? So your pain should be worse. But the body has its own way of working. There are people with menopause, things settle down. There are people with menopause, it can flare up. Why? Not only do the hormones go down, in some people, the immune system also don't react that much. So the rheumatoid arthritis pain can come down. Okay?